What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for AEW on TNT Review for August the 25th, 2021, the final episode in the month of August, as next week will be September 1st. The go-home show will be next week, of course, going into All Out, which, of course, is next Sunday on September 5th. Tonight was a big night for AEW again, as this is the Wednesday night debut for one Mr. CM Punk. We got our first teaser from Mr. CM Punk himself on the possibility of Bryan Danielson joining the company, Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy, the Lucha Bros versus the Varsity Blondes. Winners go on to face the Jurassic Express this coming Friday on Rampage, which of course will be taped tonight, so it will not be live like the last 2 weeks. Also, we had Malakai Black versus Brock Anderson, a match that Brock Anderson himself wanted to get revenge for his father and Cody to a lesser extent. So, and much more in this episode. Now, we started off with Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy, and right out the gate, it was leg kicks versus delete. Leg kicks versus delete, over and over and over. And it was just, the fans were all in this completely. Now, towards the end of the match, Matt Hardy gets hit with a crossbody, I believe, Orange Cassidy did off the top rope, that he landed on Matt's face, and Matt was bleeding badly. Like, he just buckets of blood. It was all over Cassidy, his gear, everything. Matt Hardy just busted. I hope he's okay. But yeah, did not look pretty in that one. So, if you watch, I believe it was AEW Dog last night. Yeah. Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, well, Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta took on Hardy and the TH2. And Cassidy won that match by doing a cradle pin, or a sunset flip pin, if I'm correct, or whatever that pin is, and put his hands in his pocket so he can't get up. That's how this match ended here. Cassidy actually got a twist of fate on Matt Hardy as well. Goes for the orange punch, no. Hardy looks for the submission finisher. Cassidy fights it out and sits down, pin. Hands in the pocket. 1, 2, 3. Orange Cassidy is your winner. Good opening match. This was one of the best ways to start tonight's show. To be honest, this wasn't the strongest show in AEW by far. I mean, we've had much stronger shows, especially all those pay-per-view quality shows in the month of July, in the beginning of August. But yeah, not a very strong show tonight, but still, heck of a way to start it. Backstage, Malakai Black says he agrees with On that Brock is in over his head. Black says Brock should wait for the bell, roll out of the ring, take the loss, and then Brock is going to go and then say, I'm sorry. Black says Brock can then go back and talk to his dad about all of this. If it goes any different, he's going to take out Brock and anyone associated with the Nightmare family. Chris Jericho is headed to the ring about his future after that. Of course, as we know, last week Jericho lost the fifth labor of Jericho to MJF. MJF looking strong going into All Out. How are we going to get another match between these two? How is AEW going to take that? How are we going to get this to a one and final match? Well, Chris Jericho comes out and talks about last week how everybody for the last week has been celebrating his this big week in AEW with CM Punk and everything, and everyone's been celebrating but him because he lost last week. So he's basically like, this is not going to be over until I say it's over, and that he's going to make a proposal. What is that proposal? Well, this is Chris Jericho's words on said proposal. Not that one. Here it is.
I'm proposing one more match. One final fight at All Out on September 5th. And I've been thinking about this long and hard, and I'm serious when I say this. If I can't beat MJF, maybe I don't belong in AEW anymore. It's inside my head. If I can't beat MJF, maybe I don't deserve to be Le Champion anymore. So this is what I propose. If you beat me, MJF, I will go to that commentary table full-time on Rampage. Hell, maybe someday I'll commentate Dynamite as well, because if you beat me, I will never wrestle in AEW again.
Wow. That's heavy, fellas.
I'll say it twice. If you beat me, I will never wrestle in AEW again. MJF, if you want to prove that you're better than me, you're going to have to damn well get rid of me, and this is your chance.
So yes, that is Chris Jericho's stipulation. Here's a little bit of the response from MJF, and we'll get into what I think about this.
Able to look at every single one of you haters watching me in your living rooms and say, I tapped out Chris Jericho. That's cool.
By the way, MJF is wearing a white sweater or long sleeve that says MJF 3 and Jericho Slow or something like that 0.
But being able to say that I ended Chris Jericho, now that's legendary. So you know what, Chris? You want the match? You got it! But I want you to really consider this, Chris. I want you to really mull this one over, because you are putting your in-ring career on the line against the same man who has mopped the floor with you, not once, not twice, but 3 times. You sure you want this match, bud? Because if I were you, I wouldn't, because I'm better than you. And you know it.
So, yes, it's official. Jericho, MJF, one more time. If Jericho loses, he will not be able to wrestle again in AEW. Now, if this was WWE, I would be like, of course Jericho's gonna win. Why would he not win? This would be John Cena versus Roman Reigns all over again. Because last Friday, Roman Reigns and John Cena had to have one more face-to-face where WWE could not help themselves to take away whatever intrigue you had in that final match, coming up. So then it was like, okay, what next? Well, Jericho, MJF, you could do this either way. Jericho is old as can be. Of course he can still go, but he is getting up there in age. He's 50 years old. 51 in November. He doesn't have to wrestle anymore. He can if he wants to, if he wants to. If this is him calling it a career in AEW, then I can see that happening. But the Inner Circle's still a thing. You're not going to have Chris Jericho lose this match without doing something with the Inner Circle to end the Inner Circle. Very like I don't know on this match yet. So Chris Jericho, MJF. This one is definitely one of the biggest coin tosses on September 5th, because it literally could go either way. So we go on to the Lucha Bros versus the Varsity Blondes AEW Tag Team Eliminator Tournament. The winner of this match will go to Friday's episode of Rampage to take on the Jurassic Express. The winner goes to the cage match against the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view. This was a lot of fun. Both of these teams went out there. It was a lot of fun. Phoenix, of course, is fantastic. I can't wait to see him get a singles run, maybe. Him and Penta could actually end up feuding over the TNT or AEW World Championship down the line. I could totally see that happening. just because those two would put on fantastic matches against each other, a fantastic match against each other. Pillman Jr. looked great, Griff Garrison looked great, but the outcome was obvious. Assisted Power Driver to Pillman, 1, 2, 3, the Lucha Bros are your winners. They will face the Jurassic Express on Friday. Pretty sure that match is going on right now, or it's getting on, ready to go on. Jurassic Express, who were watching for the crowd, get in the ring to face off with their upcoming opponents. The Elite, who have been watching from the stage in the last 2 matches, make their way towards the ring. They end up jumping into the ring, Matt and Nick do, shoving the Jurassic Express into the Lucha Bros to make it seem like the Jurassic Express got some cheap shots on the Lucha Bros. Matt and Nick bail out of the apron, but they got caught pretty much, and Penta and Phoenix kick them down. I'm sorry, not Penta. Penta and Luchasaurus kick them off the apron. Phoenix and Jungle Boy then do suicide dives to the outside, taking out them and the Impact World Champions, the Good Brothers, Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers. Get a quick promo from Andrade and Pac. You see, the September 5th, they will find out who the better wrestler is. When it comes to the Eliminator Tournament, I don't know who is going to be facing who's going to be winning. It's not live yet. I'm going to talk about it on Friday. I'm going with the Lucha Bros. It just makes sense. I don't think they've actually had an official tag team title match for the AEW tag team titles since the tag team titles have become a thing. So I'm definitely going to have to say that they are probably going to win. Either way, it's going to be a damn good match at All Out. We go to Jamie Hayter versus Red Velvet. This wasn't even much of a match. Jamie Hayter dominated the entire match. Red Velvet got a couple licks in. And it just wasn't anything special. Hayter, of course, wins with a huge lariat. Baker gets up on the apron. Velvet pops her in the face. She gets down. Red Velvet, Hayter's on the mat. She's just sitting there like as stiff as a board, looking as stiff as a board. So Red Velvet goes for a moonsault, a standing moonsault, and somehow overshoots, missing Jamie Hayter completely, landing on her own face and head. Hayter gets up, beats her up a bit, hits her with the backbreaker over her knee. Huge lariat, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what happened there, but Red Velvet that looked terrible. Post-match, Baker and Hayter stomp away at Velvet, and out comes Chris Statlander. She punches and kicks Velvet and Hayter out of the ring. Statlander looks for something on the champ, but she fights her way out of it, runs to the floor. Statlander grabs the title, and her music plays. She holds up the title, telling you how that match at All Out, and it is Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker at the pay-per-view. Dark Order about having some recent problems backstage. Uno noticed some of them went out there in the ring a few weeks ago during the match. Uno says they should be helping each other out. Alex Reynolds just has this cynical laugh and says that's not what they did for Hangman. Uno says they need to honor what Page won, and maybe Reynolds needs to take a step back and be in Sean's shadow, which of course Uno regrets immediately saying after saying it. Reynolds leaves, Silver leaves, Ten isn't happy with Uno, and he apologizes for stepping over the line. Now everyone's expecting this to be that this is going to be like Wyndham Rotunda is going to come in, and he's going to be the new leader of the Dark Order. They're going to get a leader. They don't want a leader. They don't you're not going to replace Brody Lee. Obviously not. Nobody is Brody Lee. And the Dark Order honestly, I think it's time for the Dark Order to start splintering and splitting away, and eventually dissolving, because honestly, they're not doing anything with the Dark Order. They have nothing for them. They're just spinning their wheels. Plain and simple. So, yeah, there's that.
He's back.
Then comes the biggest part, the moment everyone was waiting for tonight. What is CM Punk going to say as he is interviewed by Tony Schiavone? And I hope this is the full interview. AEW put it on their YouTube page. I'm going to play it right now. Here you go.
All right. What an honor it is to share the ring with this man. Now, you were out for a long time, and I know these fans are glad you are back. Listen to this. What is the that brought you back in the ring here in AEW? You can name one thing.
I can't hear you, Tony.
Everyone getting a laugh at that one.
They can, I can tell you that.
Huh, hey Punk, where's my ice cream sign in the crowd?
Can I just... You're just a little too loud. Can I... I'm kidding. I want all that and more, but this man here needs to ask a question.
What's the one thing, more than any, that...
And it's crazy how the crowd goes completely silent except for a few people with that. That's just crazy.
that brought you back after all these years not being with us in the ring?
I heard Darby Allin. People were actually chanting ice cream bars.
Somebody over here said it. It's Penta El Cero Miedo. It's Ray Phoenix. It's Brian Pillman Jr. It's Jungle Boy. But before all those young names, there's one guy. So I'm going to go ahead and retire the nickname Voice of the Voiceless because I don't need to be that anymore. This place has a voice, and there's people back there that listen.
And yes, that is a dig at WWE because they do not fucking listen, and he is absolutely right. You have Tony Khan back there. He listens and actually reacts and changes things when need be. That is what's great about AEW.
You know why I'm here. Darby Allin, I watched you, I see you. You're reckless to a point of destruction, like you just want to end yourself. And I sit back and I look at a guy like you and I look at all the other young talent here in AEW and I say, can CM Punk still go? Does CM Punk still have what it takes? Can CM Punk still be the best in the world? And if the answer is yes, it starts with Darby Allin, because I look at Darby and I see somebody that would have been my favorite wrestler when I was 15 years old. I look at Darby Allin and I see myself. He's somebody that doesn't necessarily fit the mold of what somebody else thinks a professional wrestler is. Darby's not the biggest. He's not the strongest, but God damn it, he's got heart. And if I'm gonna answer those questions to myself, can you still go? Can you still be the best? Can you still be the best in the world? That's somebody else's shtick, and you might just need to be a little bit more patient.
There you go, right there. Just right there, proving that's right there. Confirmation AEW is gonna have Bryan Danielson. If it wasn't already reported multiple times, boom, there you go. Bryan Danielson coming to AEW. CM Punk confirmed.
Okay. September 5th, All Out It's me and you, Darby Allin, and it's a lot less about proving the haters wrong, and it's more about proving myself right. One more thing, I just want to say hi to my beautiful wife sitting at home. I love you, April.
Best in the world!
And that is what CM Punk had to say. I do like the fact that you get the little dig of Bryan Danielson. Of course, I think he did. I honestly think he got that promo out that way to get the fans to chant yes. Plain and simple. I can't wait to see the match. Like I said, the two people who are coming in that we know for a fact, CM Punk is here already. Bryan Danielson's coming in. I'm more excited for Bryan Danielson to see what he does and what he has to say and what he's going to do for AEW, because I don't know, 7 years is just one of those things that's like, I'm fine with it. But it's going to be great to see what happens at All Out. All Out is a stacked card. We have 10 matches so far, and I don't think we're going to get any more. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in a week and a half. So we go to Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and CM Punk's opponent at All Out, Darby Allin, versus the wingmen of Ryan Nemeth, Cesar Bononi, and JD Drake with Peter Avalon. The wingmen got themselves some jobber entrances, so yeah, you knew how this was going to go. I do like the fact that JD Drake is rocking the Big Bubba Rogers inspired gear, Mr. Hughes, whoever you want to go with. He's got the black pants, the white shirt, white collared shirt, and the suspenders. So anybody like, but yeah, really fun match here. Though Avalon trips up Darby Allin. Sting gets right in his face as Moxley and Kingston just come over and beat the shit out of him. Nemeth grabs a chair. He's like smacking it. He's like, "Come on, I'm gonna beat your asses with this." Referee turns around, like, "Dude, you're not gonna be able to use this." He's like, "I don't care." And then he just gets murdered by both Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Nemeth back to the ring over the top stunner on Drake. He heads to the top with Allin does 1, 2, 3, and Moxley, Darby Allin, and Eddie Kingston get the win. After the match, Daniel Garcia comes in, blindsides Darby Allin. Sting gets in the ring, and Garcia heads to the stage. What is the meaning of this? I thought this shit was over with, but apparently not. So, we get a promo for the Women's Casino Battle Royal, which will be on the pre-show at All Out. So far, Julia Hart, Big Swole, The Bunny, Thunder Rosa, Red Velvet, Tay Conti, Penelope Ford, Diamante, and Nyla Rose, who was announced last night on Dark as being the first 9 members. We will get 11 more before we get to the pay-per-view. The 12th person will not be, the 21st person will not be announced until they come out for the wild card, as it should be. I'm thinking it's going to be Ruby Soho, but it might be, it might not be. Alex Marvez will take Conti backstage about being in the Casino Battle Royal. Marvez asks her about the Dark Order having issues. The Bunny rolls up and says, "Why is she still bothering with those losers? Here's an idea." And she hands her a contract and says, "Why don't you join the HFO?" Conti says, "Nope," rips it up. Bunny slaps her in the face, and the two get separated. Again, why? Dax Hardy gives us an update on Cash Wheeler and says his injury is still healing as the nerves still aren't firing up quite right. The two want another match. Wheeler steps in and says they won't stop until they get their pound of flesh. Do I have this? Is this full thing here? Because this would be interesting too. No, it's not all of it. It's World Champion Kenny Omega, Don Callis, Brandon Cutler, and Menti Nakazawa come out. Callis takes the mic and says they're going to take down Christian once and for all. Christian comes out the stage and throws us a video showing old footage of Christian working for Callis and carrying it back in the day, which apparently brought in and quickly let go by Callis. Christian again calls him a carny piece of shit. Omega talks some trash. Callis ends up taking a very young Omega under his wing since he was family. Christian can't believe Omega is still even bothering with someone like Callis. Don gets pissed off. Asks someone to hold his scarf. He takes off his jacket and tells Christian all out. We will be doing what we've been doing his whole career. Second best. you'll be second best. You think you've been your whole career. Christian shoves Callis but gets cold spray in the face by Cutler. The group jumps him, but Frankie Kazarian runs down with a weapon in hand, a lead pipe, to clear the group out. In the last video clip of the night, we have Jon Moxley and who he's going to be facing it all out. Who will he be getting from New Japan Pro Wrestling?
One contract. Signed, sealed, delivered. Only one. Only one guy with the balls to step through the door. Only one guy with the balls to chase the boogeyman in New Japan Pro Wrestling. We know who it wasn't. Who was it? So I look at this name, and I wish I'd have wore glasses because I would have adjusted them. I couldn't believe it. Kojima. Satoshi. And I thought, man, what a treat for the fans in Chicago to see a legend of New Japan, a legend of All Japan, live and in person. That's a real treat for the fans. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, damn, I am insulted. This crazy-ass old man wants to step in the ring, go toe-to-toe with me? Dude, Kojima. Kojima-san. Looks like you got a death wish. You want to go out in a blaze of glory, that's fine. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Once that bell rings, I got no respect for anybody. I'm trying to take your head off every time I hit you. I'm trying to knock you senseless. Every time I drop you on your head, I'm trying to break your neck. Every time I squeeze you by the throat, I'm trying to break your esophagus and put a hole in it so you have to eat through a straw for the rest of your life. September 5th, it all out. The public execution of the legend, Satoshi Kojima.
Okay, so I have no idea who Satoshi Kojima is. He's been wrestling for a long while. He's 50 years old. The dude is a legend apparently in New Japan and All Japan Pro Wrestling. And I didn't... Well, the biggest reason why you're not going to get a Tanahashi or any bigger name most of the time is because most of them are on a pay-per-view that's happening 12, 14, 15 hours beforehand in Japan. So not any of those guys will really be available for AEW to use. So they got Satoshi Kojima. Let's see what happens. QT Marshall, Nick Camarato, and Aaron Solo versus the Gun Club. Colton, Billy, and Austin making his return after being beaten and brutalized by Anthony Ogogo. Which, by the way, where is he at? We haven't seen him since he lost to Cody. This match was pretty much QT. Well, Paul White was on commentary the entire time. So, QT spent majority of this match just jawing and talking shit to him. It beat him in the ass as Colton rolled him up with a victory roll, and that was that. Nothing special. We get more bullshit with Dan Lambert. I don't understand why Tony thinks we need Dan fucking Lambert and his goons in AEW. Like, MMA fans are not going to come over and say, oh, look, it's Dan Lambert. I should check this show out. Wrestling fans are going to be like, get this motherfucker off my TV. I don't fucking understand why this is why they put this on here. I don't. It's fucking stupid. It's a waste of time. I guess he's teamed up with the Men of the Year for whatever reason. Just a waste of time. It's an absolute fucking waste of time. So, next week's show, we have Brian Cage versus Powerhouse Hobbs with Hook, Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans, FTR versus Santana Ortiz. We're running that match back, which hopefully the sleeves will be on the ring post, so we don't have the turnbuckles, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Jim Ross having an interview with Chris Jericho. Tony Schiavone sits down with MJF. Friday on Rampage, we have the Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Bros. Tay Conti versus the Bunny, and Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler will take on Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian. Why is Omega in this fucking match? You send one of the goons. You send Cutler. You send Nakazawa. You have Christian and Frankie Kazarian beating these guys up for the hell of it. But that is the lineup for Friday's show. Malakai Black versus Brock Anderson. Now, I will be honest with this. This match was... Brock Anderson got a couple licks in. He actually took him down and started beating the hell out of him. But it didn't last very long. Malachi kicks his head off, looks at Arn Anderson, goes over, pins him, and that was that. After the match, Arn comes in. Malachi stares him down, goes to give him a kick, the Black Mass. Arn blocks it, then he gets kicked in the dick, then hit with the Black Mass, and that was those. Lee Johnson comes down, and Malachi says, "I'm out, I'm done," and we move on from there. So I'm sure Lee Johnson will be the next victim on Malakai Black's hit list. We'll see what happens going forward. But that is AEW on TNT tonight. It was a good show. It wasn't the best show. It wasn't a slam dunk show. CM Punk was great. Of course he was, because it's how you're gonna be. How you gonna like, this isn't WWE. They're not gonna, like, AEW is not gonna fuck up this guy coming into AEW right away. I mean, come on. But that is all. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the Frost Club. Find me on twitch.tv/thefrostclub, and find me on Instagram at the Frost Club. And I will see you guys Friday for SmackDown /Rampage. Until then, my name is the Frost, and I'll see you guys later.